Good evening and welcome to Division 3 here on a Monday night. I am your main commentator, Charlie Smithy23. I'm joined tonight by SFR Keefs.
Evening, Smithy.
Yeah, evening.
Nice to join you tonight.
Yeah, nice to have someone up in the commentary box with me at least. And Mexico, what are your thoughts on Mexico then, as a track?
To drive, really tricky. Lots of little corners, slow corners, don't like it. But we'll see.
Yeah, it'll be, I was about to say, I thought it was going to be raining here, but when I first saw it, but it's completely dry for now. As I believe it's one of the McLarens out on track. Operator is out first. Around this 4.3 kilometer track. First race in Mexico was in 1962. Was a non-championship event. Was officially on the championship in 1963. And I enjoyed the track to drive on and race on. It's a lot of overtaking opportunities for a lot of corners, but that middle bit is very tricky in the. I enjoyed the stadium section as well.
Yeah, I think Sector 2, where smoother operator's just going around now, just got to be really careful on that throttle on the way around there.
Yeah,
When you go into these S-bends that are just, if you lock up like that, that's not great.
Yeah, easy to just go well wide, and luckily there's a lot of runoff, at least to no gravel walls or anything, so not unlike Monaco or Singapore. And entering into the stadium section, I believe this is used for baseball whenever there's non-racing on here.
Never knew that.
Yeah, I've seen a few images of it. Not too sure if it is edited or not, but looks like a stadium you would use for baseball. This operator starts his lap heading down that long straight down in towards turn 1. And it's just, you're constantly on throttle. Really good for slipstream. Really, you want to be on P3 when you qualify, because if you remember Sochi, it was always P3 was like tactical kind of pole, because you get that long straight to go around the outside or up the inside of someone. But pole, obviously, you're in the better position for it though. Just seeing it
twitchy out of the corner there, smooth operator.
As he heads through this middle sector now. Just left, right. It feels like it's endless around here. You get a short little break before this little stadium section at the end of the track as well. Bit of DRS zone as well, which was only added in 2023, I believe. So quite a new addition to the track, as he goes quite wide there for the first part of the stadium. And he comes out of that final corner. And usually you want to be tight to the inside there to minimise lap time, but it's a 1:19.7 for him off the start.
Looks like Doran's on a decent lap.
Yeah, as Wiggles, last time's race winner in Austin, is about to start his lap. His teammate is just heading into the S's now. As Wei Zhou set to 19.0 to start his session off.
What are we thinking's pole around here, Smithy? 116.
Depends on, I don't know, I'm not too sure. We'll see what the Salbers are setting. I'm going to guess, 116-ish. Might see it creep into the 115s, maybe. Well, there's a 16.4, yeah. We will get into the 115s. Doran with a 16.9. Slots in behind his old teammate Billy G. And just coming round the final corner is Halvor, championship leader. He's, I believe, 30 points ahead of Doran at this point. He is 32.
Yeah, I think Doran needs a really bad result from Halvor tonight. I think 6 races left after this.
So he can inch it back
always see
slowly.
Halvor at the top.
Yeah, he's a quick driver, as Halvor.
Ronnie's picked up a bit of pace over the last month or so as well. He's going strong for the Salbers.
That's helping them in the constructors battle as well, but also just in general to help each other. Having the two up there, you can fight and against. There was Wiggles setting a 16-2. seemingly entering a stretch of the calendar where he finds a bit of pace. Mitrande with the 16.6 as well.
You got Griffsey. I think he's been out and gone back in, so he hasn't set a time.
Griffsey, he's debutant tonight from Australia, I believe. I was told.
That'll be nice and early for him this tomorrow morning. What will be us tomorrow morning?
Ronnie only setting a 17.0. Might be a banker for him. Halvor to the line. Gonna go with a 16.9.
Not a great time from Halvor. I expected a bit more. Dan's been waiting in the pits. He's coming out for his outlap now. I think he's struggled. I think he's getting back up to pace a bit over the last couple of weeks. I know he ain't had the game for. He's had the game for as long as he was.
Yeah, I believe right now it is in Kingston, Australia, is that a thing? Kingston, Australia, well, Queensland. So,
Queensland.
Yeah, west coast of Australia. East coast, sorry. Yeah, east. Far east coast of Australia. It is 7:30 in the morning.
Wow, that's some dedication to racing, is that?
And the western portion of Australia, it's 3:30, so let's hope he's in the east. Otherwise,
awesome.
Still, load of commitment for him there, and fair play to him. Would not see me getting up at 3 a.m.
Nope. Dan starting his lap now, Smithy. What else have we got?
We've got Calvert coming through the stadium section now. Another OWR, boys. It's a bit of an OWR takeover recently.
Yeah, and they're not slow either. Let me tell you. Quick.
Up to P3 for Calvert there, so holding up the quick allegation you've thrown out there. So in terms of wings as well and settle, what would you go with around Mexico with the long straight and that little section in the middle as well?
I know some of Div 2 will be listening, so I've got to be careful. I think my wings are probably higher than most people. I think I know of a couple that are driving at around 22, 23 wings, which to me is far too low for Mexico. I think I'll be pushing the 40s mark for my wings.
It's going to do you down the straight though as well, as Dan possibly got away with an invalidation there. He went a bit off track. But gets away with it and enters the stadium section now. I think it's the only podium as well in F1 where it's not in the pit lane or over the pit lane.
Yeah, I noticed that when they pulled up after the race the other day. They pulled up in the stadium section, didn't they?
Yeah, they do. I think they've done that for years. They've got the.
Did you see the Liam Lawson thing with the stewards on track?
Yeah, into turn 1 it was as well.
Mental.
Is that be where Griffsey is heading into now? As he enters that long straight. In terms of energy as well, you don't want to be using too much of it down that main straight. You've got a lot of acceleration points around the track, which you could use.
See, I found it's not too bad. You can use a lot of it on that straight, and because you've got a lot of these little twisty corners, the ERS builds up quite quickly. I found anyway.
Yeah, and what were your thoughts on the Mexican Grand Prix as well on Sunday?
I thought it was better than it has been over the last. Oh dear.
Let's slide there.
Better than it has been probably for the last month or so. We won't talk about the Max not giving a penalty, or shall we? I don't know. Controversial, shall we say?
Yeah, it's always quite controversial in Mexico. If you've noticed, a lot of controversy in the past couple of years at Mexico. I think there was an incident last year as well. Might have been involved in Max or someone, but you had the two Mercedes in 2016. I think it was either the first or second race back at Mexico since they'd returned, and it was a long. They just pair of them went straight lined it, and then you had Max coming. He went round the outside of Vettel, went off the track, and got given a penalty, which demoted him off the podium. As Halvor enters the pits now, he is P2, Ronnie P3. We've missed on those two, setting another lap.
Got Mobes, he's on a fast lap looking at his ERS.
Yeah, as he heads through, he's 2 tenths up. So this is, at the minute, currently would put him onto provisional pole if he can keep it and not lose any time through the remainder of the lap. But that little hairpin there as well, the double right-hander, little squared off corner. That's an interesting one as well, double apex. You could see a dive bomb or two into there on the opening lap.
He's taking these S-bends really well. Got
So
that
he did it well there, yeah.
goes around here.
4.5 tenths up.
Third, fourth.
Yeah, he needs that acceleration out of this final little slow section as well.
16.2 to beat.
And he's going to go into the 15s. He's going to go with a 15.9. So the question was, what are we going to get into the 15s? And there's that answer. Just looking up and down as well. Who's on a lap? Looks like Doran's on a lap in P6. No, he's not. Alex Haig up to P7 as well.
He's just finished a lap there. With DXT Matty, maybe I think he might well be on a lap. Coming through the S-bends as we speak.
Yeah, 2 tenths up. Using a lot of ERS down that kind of micro straight there. I think that might be the shortest DRS zone in F1. As no, he's into the pits. Is Matty overtaken by Calvert there on the outside. Wiggles is on a lap as well, though. He's in P2 as he starts his second lap of the session. Mobes obviously still on provisional pole. We've got 3 tenths gap over Wiggles. What can he set through that first sector? He's nearly 3 tenths up already. I've just had to double check on my baseball shot. Yeah, it has been used for baseball in the past. Which, fair enough. It's also been used for NASCAR, has this track on the oval configuration.
This could well be Paul, could this? With 2.5 tenths up.
As he comes through to the line. 3 tenths up, just not enough to get provisional pole back. And what can he get done? He's got
Calvin up to P3, 116.2.
That's a good lap for the Haas. G-Man RSA as well, South African. 2 tenths up through that first sector. How can he improve through this middle portion lap? You're going to see a lot of improvements through sector 2 as a lot of drivers start to find the line that they want to use and gain a bit more confidence. And of course just traffic evolution in general, getting more grip and taking a bit more throttle on it. He's 2 tenths up as well through that second sector. Perfect through the entrance to the stadium section as he comes through. Again, winding around those corners. A little flick right. Don't want to get too early on the acceleration, otherwise you'll just spin it straight round. And he goes to 16.2 and P4. Good lap from there. Wiggles on an in lap there, I believe.
Halvard again, just coming around them S-bends. I think he's on a, looks like he's on a fast lap.
10th up through sector 1. As he comes through the timer marker now, he'll be just over half a tenth up.
I've got a question for you, Smithy, and you obviously can see it, but I can't. How can you see how people are faster, not just at the when they cross the sector lines?
It just comes up when you flick onto them. So there we go. Halvor up 3 tenths there as he crossed the final sector line.
P3.
But
if you go, see it, that's all.
If you go to, I don't know, for example, Doran, it'll show 5 tenths up.
Top right?
Yeah, top right.
Okay, sorry, I did see that.
It just shows the previous sector time. So yeah, Doran was 5 tenths up on his last lap. Well, his last sector there, so he comes to the start of his new lap in P8. Trying to close down on Halvor in the championship tonight. interesting to see how he does it. He can, if he gets a win, and Halvor P2, he'll inch closer by, I think 3 points. Yeah, 3 points he'll inch closer to. Realistically, he needs Halvor to get P3. He needs to win every race and Halvor get P3.
Definitely needs to improve on the 116.4, I think. If he starts high positions behind Halvor today.
He's 3/10 up, which will put him on a 16.1. He'll be P4, slotting in just behind Halvor and ahead of Calvid on the second row of the grid. As he comes around again the final corner, will he take a tighter line compared to everyone else? Yeah, he does. I think everyone will start to use that line. Eventually it's a 16.1 and it's slotting in behind Calvid and ahead of behind Halvor and ahead of Calvid.
That is setting up to be a really interesting first corner. Is that the top four if it stays like this?
Wiggles having a toe on his teammates as well will be very interesting to see if they use the team game to the advantage. Just looking, he's on the lap. Ronnie isn't. Matty through sector 1 isn't as well. Alex Howard maybe. Maybe Billy G is probably the next one on a lap. As Dan retires in the pits, doesn't think he can go faster than P14. Let's see how he can improve here, Billy G. So with Dan in P14 as well, that'll be an interesting one. As John Mobe sets a 15.8, going even faster than he did on his previous lap, and extends that provisional pole to just over a 10th, just under a 10th, sorry, or 800ths of a second.
I don't think Ronnie's going to improve. I think he's done unless he can cross the line in time. Maybe he can.
Yeah, Billy G be sliding through that S section there. He's 1.8 down. I think he's going to have to abandon that lap. But he doesn't have enough time to get in and out. That'll be P12 at best for him. Don't think I'm seeing anyone on a lap now. Doran doesn't think he can go faster than P4. Calvid is starting his final lap now on worn tyres. No, fresh tyres, sorry. Halvor's on the worn tyres. And that'll be an interesting one to see if he goes from Mitrandir to P3. 16.0. Top 4 really, really close on track. Not on track, sorry, on timing.
I'm not sure. I've got a 1:15.8 in me, you know, Smithy. I don't know if I'll.
I don't think you'll even get pole, yeah. What are you saying, Moves to Div 2 then?
100% next season. Nailed on.
Maybe for Mexico, yeah. Halvor 2/10 down through the first sector. He's not improving, he's put it into medium. So P4 at best for him. That's if Calvert doesn't improve. He was 2/10 up so far and is looking to go ahead of Halvor. Ronnie as well.
He's up on his time just watching him as he goes around here. I always seem to catch him as they go around these S-bends.
Yeah, it's a short track, isn't it, Mexico as well. Calvert to P2, there we go. Ahead of Wiggles and behind Mitrandir. Wiggles has got a car in front of him though. It's one of the McLarens. And he's going to get a horrible dirty air through that stadium section, and this could ruin an attempt for pole. And it has. He's pulled up just at the line.
Just be careful of Ronnie coming around here. Oh no, no.
Ronnie, not enough improvement there. P8 for him.
I think that might be it.
That is it. So John Mobes on pole. Calvert in P2. Wiggles in P3 with Mitrandir P4, Halvor in P5 and Doran in P6. So Halvor and Doran, same row of the grid. P1 and 2 in the championship, P5 and 6 on the grid. It's going to be an interesting turn one.
Yeah, I think it's set up really nicely, is it?
Yeah, bit of traffic for them as well, more in the mid pack compared to where they want to be.
Who have we got just behind them? I think Is Wiggles still around? Is he in the hunt? No, it's just Mobes behind.
Yeah, Wiggles, I think he can
7.
mathematically have a chance.
But look at Ronnie with 4th.
Yeah,
He got
Ronnie.
what? 67 points between Aston Martin and Sauber. 6 races to go.
Interesting one. It'll be a 10-point swing per race they need, so they can get, I think, P1 and 2, and if P3, 4, let me double check that one. 1, 2 will get you 47. Then 3, 4 would get you 38. So it'll be about a 9-point swing per race, and it's raining.
Well, that's interesting.
So who's put a wet setup on? Who's increased the wings? Who's reduced some suspension, possibly? Dampeners, we'll see now. But throwing a bit of a spanner in the works.
Well, I know, like I said earlier, there's a couple of people I know that are running really low wings, so it'll be interesting to see if they saw the weather coming.
I think Mexico's always a track that you can get a bit of rain on, though. I don't think we've ever had a wet race in Mexico, but there's always a bit of rain on the F1 game. I remember.
I found there's not as much this in 25. There's nowhere near as much rain in races as there was in 24. I think last year, did you commentate on Div 3? And I think it used to be rain pretty much every week in Div 3.
I did like that, to be fair. I believe I was on Div 3 last year. I don't think I did commentary last year. Sure, I might have. But I'm just going to double check that one now. And I just spotted Indigo in the chat there. It's always good to see a active person in the chat as well. I'm doing alright.
Evening, Jamie. You'll hear Jamie live on Wednesday night. Div 1.
Yeah, he doesn't do Tuesday, so it's an Interstar. Looks like it'll be dry soon enough, judging off the track, and looks a bit sunny, just very slightly.
No one risking it on the.
I don't think they can.
On the slick.
I don't think it's possible in the game. Yeah, I remember there was I've had a couple ones where it's been raining, and it started us on the dries, and it's been an absolute horror show, but it's always interesting. So, what are your thoughts then on the race? Who's going to win? Who's going to get a podium?
My guess, I think Wiggles will be up there. I would not be surprised to see him come first. I think it's whoever can handle the rain better than the other. I know Doran likes the rain. Could he make a bit of a surge?
Yeah, it's interesting. He's P6, isn't he, Doran? So he can, if he gets a good start, possibly a couple of positions, a bit of chaos at the front. So here we go, John Mobes on pole, Calvert P2, Wiggles P3. Out of those three, who's going to lead the same one? We'll find out now. As we'll see now, 1 light, 2 light, 3 light, and it's 5 lights in Mexico. And the green flag is out, and it's go for the drivers at the front. John Mobes has a good start there over Calvert, who has an even better start over him. Who's going to lead into turn 1 is the Haas. John Mobes is there in P2. Wiggles in P3, slotting in behind them, but Calvert with an amazing start. Up the inside, Wiggles in P3, Halvor P4, possibly Mitrandia is still fighting with him. He's got the inside line. Doran still in P6. Ronnie with a good start as well. Everyone's clean at the back on top of that. So Calvert P1, nearly a second gap already over John Mobes. As up the inside, that looks like Doran on his championship rival. He's going to turn it to the outside as this yellow flags over the track. It's a safety car, virtual safety car.
Gone.
And that is Wakey Joe. So Wakey Joe's out of the race. Might be in contact with Griffsey, as his car was turned around. We'll see if we can get a angle on that front wing. No damage to his car. And it is a VSC, so it's kind of a reset for everyone to get their battery back up as well.
Could be in for a long night here, Smithy. Safety car lap 1 in the rain.
Oh, could be fun, this one. And here we go, Calvert we'll see when it goes back as Doran under VSC has a drive through straight away. And now he's on fight back mode.
When the safety cars come up, I always feel like it's the most stressful part of the race, so the back running.
Always is, as Doran's going to try and fight no matter with the VSC. There was contact between him and his teammate, not his teammate. Championship rivalry locked up going into turn 1, going wide now. That's set him up poorly. It looked like something flew off of one of the cars, but no damage to anyone. Mitrandia having a look around the outside, possibly later on the brakes. Just can't seem to force an angle, as it looked like he has a car around his outside, G-Man RSA, but he's going for the switchback as Mitrandia up the inside of Doran. Contact, Doran's off slightly off the track. Up the inside goes Ronnie on the V-carb, and Billy G slots in ahead of his teammate with the contact, and they're going to go side by side to do the S by the looks of it. Billy G off the track, might have to give that one back, as he might have completed it off the track. We'll see now if he does. Matty there to pick up the pieces in case there's contact. And a hectic safety car restart, VSC restart there.
Could just be lining up Mobes as we speak.
As yet, Mobes has took the lead again.
A little bit. Could
Missed
be it.
Missed on that one.
Really struggling to get around that corner there.
I think that's where it's worse for grip though. So Mobes gets the lead back. Doran takes his drive through straight away.
No DRS either, is there?
No, it's going to be a bit harder for the fight back. Kind of hoping for a safety car, I guess Doran is.
Were yellow flags though?
So Wiggles needs to just defend for his teammate now for his teammate's championship. Ronnie Halvo looks late on the brakes there into turn 4. just not late enough to have a little nose up the inside of Wiggles. Matty and G-Man as well, having a good old fight here. There's a couple battles up and down the grid just starting to develop a bit. Mobes versus Calvid is going to be a really good one for the race lead throughout this race. Wiggles there just to pick up pieces if needed. DRS will probably come out when it comes to dry. There's a bit of sun is peeking through.
You got Mitch Randia starting to hold Ronnie up a little bit here.
That's not what Ronnie needs
losing time
at all. So Calvert faster than Ronnie, Halvor faster than the pair of them. He's got to get rid of Wiggles first. Can he do that into turn one? Here we go, he's got the slipstream. Is he late enough on the brakes to have a look at that Aston Martin? He's late, not late enough. I'm trying to maximise that exit as well with a different line compared to the Aston Martin. Will we see a dive bomb here? Here we go. Up the inside, no. Matrandir versus Ronnie, no. Up the inside, Michael Wake saying he got completely wiped out. Let's wait.
Just seen that. Be interesting to see in the stewards report.
Yeah, interesting on that one. Obviously we didn't see it, we can't really make judgment on that one. What can Curran do on the fight back as well? He's 4.5 seconds off of Griffsey in the Mercedes. Calvert so close to the back of Mobes as well through the stadium section. So, you know, he's just so close to the back of that Ferrari. He's practically pushing him around that final corner. Can Wiggles get?
He's going to get him.
Slipstream there as Calvert has. It doesn't look like he's got enough battery. He's just edging back and back and back. The further they go down that straight, it might be a bit of a might have become a risk to lose the position to Wiggles as Doran assessed the fastest lap of the race. He needs to set fastest lap after fastest lap to catch up to these lot in front.
Do you know, I feel really sorry for Doran. I know it's kind of his own fault for the drive-through, but
yeah, everyone's their own critic though, aren't they? So he'll be kicking himself for that one. I think especially in a title fight like he is, you need to minimise the mistakes. And
maybe the pressure's got to him, Smithy. Maybe he's bottled it.
Yeah, maybe he's not in the lead to bottle it though. That's Halvor, so Halvor being P4 will currently increase the gap over his teammate there in the championship. So Wiggles right on the back there, sliding into the stadium section. Bit of rallycross there for Wiggles.
Yeah, I know the tyre wear is shocking around Mexico.
And into the pits comes Calvert already. Yeah, what's he going to swap onto though? Halvor follows him as well.
Is it getting brighter? Is it? I don't think
it's still raining. It's still raining. Let's see what is he going to go on to. He's going to go on to the hards.
Oh, wow, that's...
So this is brave.
That's brave.
There's
a few of them.
Half the field have came in. Doesn't look... Rain.
Wow, okay.
Rain is still on.
I'll keep an eye on Calvin then as he comes out.
Those yellow flags for half a second.
1.8 as he's going round. Yeah, he's making quite a bit of time there. He's made half a tenth in one corner.
Oh. Rain is still ongoing though, so this...
I think it might have stopped. Oh no, there's the odd drip. He's making loads of time, Smithy.
Yeah, you can see him right on the back of Night Creed. I'm going to pull up the gap to Mobes, so he's got a 21.5 second gap to the leader and he's starting to pull it in. just a bit by bit.
Yeah.
Through this S section is where it's gonna be the biggest bit of difference.
At that 5/10 and three corners there.
Yeah, so it is drying. Wiggles is going to pit. No, he's not. Ronnie's going to pit.
Wow, that's
how going to
the
follow?
top two have messed up there, don't they?
Yeah, Dan has messed up too, according to your logic. He's stayed out, and there's no rain in sight on the halo of that car. Doran stays out as well. Set the fastest lap of the
Everyone
race.
else jumping in the pits. Ronnie in the pits. Alex Hogg in the pits.
Yeah, don't blame them at all. So Calvert there is under pressure from Halvor for what is effectively the race lead. With those two staying out. Yellows again. It looks like a Mercedes is the yellow flags. So Halvor right on the back of Calvert. He's going to have DRS over him. And you can see the pulled in already 2 seconds over Mobes on that last lap. It is dry.
They've got to see it. They've got to come in now.
Yep. I think it could have been dry on lap 1, to be honest, with how light the rain was. I don't think I've seen any heavy rain.
It was a quick change around on it onto hards. It made a lot of time very quickly.
Are the hards the right choice though? Would you have gone hards? Would you have gone medium? So Billy G 3 seconds. Wiggles into the pits, minimising any mistakes as well. Don't want to pick up a 10-second penalty for speeding. Dan comes in and Doran comes in. Going to cut the losses and just...
Calvert could be, what, 3 seconds clear, 4 seconds clear as he comes out here.
And we'll see as he comes
That's a lot more than
out. Yeah, well clear. Halvor passes them as well. So Mobe, they've got two laps fresher tyres, which is...
Oh, it's not. It's only 2.5 seconds clear now of Mobes.
Yeah, with 2 laps fresher tyres for Mobes. That is interesting.
I think even Calvert on the hards will struggle to set them hards to the end. I think he's definitely pitting. Mobes 100% will be pitting again. Maybe Calvert could stretch them. I doubt it, but maybe.
So lap 7, what would you say? Double medium, hard medium, hard soft?
I would say stint on medium and then to the hards to the end. The hards are really nice round here. The mediums are shocking, in my opinion.
So it's like the last game where it was the mediums that really felt really good.
Yeah,
I
always
actually
used to
moved
start on the hards.
Always moved one set up, hasn't it? So it's the hards feel good, mediums feel good.
But then you look at the actual race yesterday and what it Norris did, something like 27 laps on softs yesterday.
Then again, this is the F1 game where the degradation's horrible.
Yeah.
I think they've tried to correct Pirelli's mistake in real life. Ronnie sets the fastest lap of the race now though. In P4 behind Mobes.
Might get Calvert here.
Into turn 1, he's
gonna do
alongside. Used later on the brakes, there's contact between the two. Trying to switch back. It's just an infinite amount of switchbacks there through that first 3 corners. Contact between the two, and it's let John Mobes in the DRS already. Is he going to have a look around the outside? No, he's not. He's not late enough on the brakes. He's going for a switchback. Double switchback, and he's going to have a look into the double right-hander, and he's going to have them up the inside of the Haas. We're getting a terrible camera angle from the game. And Calvert, some good defensive driving, keeps the lead.
Oh, Ronnie with the 3 seconds, that won't help him.
Yeah, but it's a race where you're going to pick up a lot of 3 seconds.
I seem to find him at the S-bends. One of them 3 corners, I can't remember which one it is. I
The
always
first
seem
up.
to pick one up.
The entrance to it, everyone tries to cut the inside, and they just pick up a 3 seconds.
They're rolling in now with these 3 seconds.
Yeah, that is nearly half the field. Come on. Halvor very slidey out that final corner. not enjoying those mediums so far. John Mobes, here we go. He's going to have a look into turn 1 on the Sauber.
On now as well. Yep.
Yeah, DRS enabled into turn 1. It might be 3 wide here. Here comes Ronnie up the inside. No, not Ronnie. Halvor, sorry, up the inside. Not going to have a look on the Haas, but he's going to try and get the better exit over him. You'd think he has the tyre advantage with the early mediums.
Just look at the position changes.
Up inside. Calvert has him.
He's made 4 points. 4 places.
Yeah, it's a good move for Halvor there round the outside. Like I said, Billy G in P8. Not too far behind Matty. Trying to pull back in on the Ferrari.
Energy Dan's made 5 places.
Dan is flying up the field. See Calvert just having another look at Halvor into turn 1. It looked like there was a Aston Martin having a look at Mobes, and that is because he was. He's going to have a look up the inside as Calvert takes the lead back from Halvor. He's going to swap straight into the slipstream. Doran with the fastest lap down in P11 on a comeback drive there. Ronnie and Mitrandir in P5 and 6, and it's a, I wouldn't call it a 6-way battle for the lead so far. It's more of a 6-car train behind the leader. But situations like this is where ERS management is key. How can you utilise the energy to either pull out or defend or even overtake around? Here is it slidey for Mobes through that first part of the S's. Wiggles again, drifting through as he's going to open himself up. Round the outside goes Ronnie. Contact. Ronnie, poor exit because of it. John Mobes has nearly dropped out of DRS. He might have just dropped at the detection point, which will open himself up to Wiggles.
Yeah, you don't have DRS going down there.
Just about does, actually. I think it's only Calvert doesn't. Obviously, it's a double DRS detection zone. It's the same one.
Unless my camera angle's wrong, is that wing's not opening and Mobes is.
Yeah, Mobes is wide open. Halvor is open as well. But other than that, I think it's just about it. Ronnie's dropped off. It's now a 4-car train in the front. But Calvert's been mega through this middle part of the track, and you can see there he's pulled out 3/10 over Ronnie, over Halvor. Keep getting those two confused. Halvor has more straight line speed, I believe, over the Haas.
Wiggles is throwing his car about at the moment.
Yeah,
Right on the back of John Mobes.
Been sliding a lot as John Mobes doesn't pick up DRS. He's now under pressure from Wiggles even further. Could he just let Wiggles through and piggyback off of his DRS? Oh no, he just picked up DRS actually. Looked like he was behind in the detection point. And Doran versus Dan versus Alex Hagen to turn 1 is going to be an interesting battle here. Dan P9, 10, 11. 3 wide by the looks of it. There goes Dan. Doran up the inside, having a look at it. Not going to be able to get it done. Alex Haig drops 2 positions down, 1 straight. Can Dan now defend against Doran for the rest of this lap? Does Dan have more pace over Doran? As they head through turn 4 and 5. Interesting one now. Up the inside goes Doran. He's just not going to have the acceleration on the exit. No grip on the exit for Doran on the hards. So, like you said, the hards do feel better apparently. So, could people have took too hard maybe into the race?
Yeah, do you know? I don't think it's a bad shout.
So you get the option beforehand. As up the inside goes Doran into the stadium section, gets the move done. Dan trying to fight back, can't do it. Alex Haig behind, just not able to battle.
Them 5-lap hards are becoming in lovely now, and I'm telling you now, even 5-lap mediums, they're going to start hurting shortly. I think you've got about 8 or 9 laps in them maximum before you start really losing time on them.
Well, 8 to 9 laps. It's on 8 laps for Halvor so far. On his mediums. Same for Billy G, who's just up the road from Doran, and is dropping quite a bit of considerable time to him.
Halvor's out of DRS now as well.
Halvor really starting to struggle on those mediums.
Yeah, 8 or 9 laps I think is your limit.
Could we see a possible 3-stop from some people? Because it could be. Depends how long those hards last. It was near the start of the race that we did swap over. It was, I think, lap 7. We swapped.
I know I did 18 laps on them earlier and they were alright. And yeah, I could have probably got maybe 2 more laps out of it. Maybe 3 from pushing it. So 21 maybe. 21 laps.
So that'll be interesting. Probably won't last to the end of the race then. To last to the end of the race, you'd probably be hitting now onto the hards. So it'll be Halvor, Wiggles, Ronnie, John Mobes, and Trandy are in that top battle. That'll be swapping over soon. As Ronnie has got past John Mobes, by the way, as well, for P4. And it left car just there, ghosted. Still finds it interesting they changed that setting. There used to be a setting where you could have no ghosting, which was a lot of fun. Definitely a lot of fun.
I gotta be honest, I think having them ghosted probably prevents a lot of steward reports that are not needed.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But it's still funny. I still enjoy it, going into public lobbies and just going a lap down and taking people out.
Oh, you're one of them. There's a few of them, isn't there, online?
Yeah, I did it in SFR as well. I took people. No.
Hence the league racing.
Yeah, hence my poor league racing performance. No.
Let's send the best. Let's send the best.
Yeah.
We'll move on.
Yeah, Ronnie, didn't take anyone out intentionally. Yeah. Ronnie on the back of Wiggles.
Wiggles. No, I don't think he's got any straight line pace as Ronnie.
Yeah, so he's probably put himself up in terms of wings for the wet or that middle sector. Matrandia and Mobe still fighting tight into turn 1 there.
Is he going to switch back? Is Mobe's going to... No.
I think he's just going to stay behind and keep it safe, as it actually looked like Matrandia got him down the main straight and overtook him.
Yeah, look at the gap between Halvor and Calvin now. 2.7, 2.6.
Yep, it is.
I think Halvor needs to get in pretty quickly.
Definitely, as Billy G took that advice, he pit. Look at the gap between Doran and Dan as well. They were so close on track.
I think if Doran can pull back a P5 from a drive-through penalty.
As his yellows, John Mobes has made a mistake. He's all over the road as Mobes, and he's got Doran directly behind him. Now he'll probably pit. By the end of this lap, we'll see. Is Doran going to go for a move now? He's just going to sit behind, pick the DRS up down the main straight, and let John Mobes pit. This could come down to penalties as well. Who does keep it on the track? Who goes off, gains a bit of time, but loses overall. Mobes into the pits. Same for Matrandia and Ronnie. So Doran stays out up to P5 now on the comeback. Has Matty up the road on the 2-lap older hards. Then his teammate in front, who's probably really starting to struggle on the medium. Same for Halvor, who's 3.5 seconds off of Calvin now.
Still out on the mediums as well. I'm really surprised he ain't got in yet.
Very, very brave.
Apart from that, pretty much everyone else is spread out. You've just got Wiggles.
Yeah, it's
on the back of Halvor.
Probably about it. Oh, there we go. Halvor makes a mistake. Wiggles makes a mistake as well.
We've got a locked car that I'm telling you now, he's putting them off no end.
Yep. The Ghosts always tend to do that as both of them into the pits. Yeah. No penalties for either of them.
It's a bit of a dodgy pit entry as well as Mexico, because he's still going around the corner as he meant to be braking.
Yep, lock up would absolutely kill you, send you straight onto the track. As out they come. Who was that did pit? It was... I can't remember who it was that pitted ahead of them. It was Ronnie. He's going to come out ahead of them, so the undercut is very, very powerful around here.
Absolutely cleared them. 3 seconds, 2.5 seconds?
Right behind them. 4 tenths.
Oh, sorry, yeah, it's 2.5 tenths.
He was about 2.5 seconds behind when he pit, I believe. That was only 1 lap ago, or maybe 1.5. Either or. Still a really, really good undercut from Sauber as Doran on the back of Matty now for P2 on the road. Both of them on the hards. And are those lot that I've just pitted going to get held up by those on the hards? So G-Man and Silver Fox could become an interesting dynamic here. Will they get held up?
So Ron is what, 25.8 off the leader, and he's not going to be pitting again. But everyone else in front of him, I'm going to assume are pitting.
I think if I was in the shoes of the drivers, I would have been in the hards. You know, like you said,
off the inters onto the hards.
Yeah, off the inters onto the hards, and then go to the mediums at the end of the race. So you have a bigger tyre delta over those that already pit onto the mediums first.
I think you're right. I think it'd be interesting to see how much time Calvin makes now. So he's on what, 13 laps hards. Is he still making time on Ronnie and Halvor? He's losing time now.
Which you would expect. But he'll have a delta on top of that. When he gets to the mediums, he'll have about 4 or 5 laps maybe.
I'll tell you how I know I'm getting old, Smithy. I've had to move closer to the TV just to see the gap.
I don't worry, my eyes like that. I can't even watch the F1 without glasses anymore. And I'm only 17.
Over double your age. That makes me feel extremely old right now.
Yeah, 2008 I was born. That'll make you feel even older.
Even worse, even worse.
Yeah, I thought you would. Yeah.
Anyway, back to the racing.
Yeah, started comms at, in SFR I joined at 13, I think. 2021.
To have that confidence is mental, mate. At 13, all I were bothered about was playing football in the street.
Oh, it was COVID. I couldn't do that. Couldn't play football in the street during COVID. As, there we go, they're all starting to come through the traffic. Ronnie, Halvor, both going past Silver Fox, who still fights Halvor. And Wiggles there now, possibly getting held up. He's going to get him right on the exit there. He's going to have the DRS on top of that. And he gets the move done on Silver Fox very quickly. Just to keep in touch with what is effectively the top 2 when it comes to pitting. There's yellows again on the track. Who's that? I think it was the Mercedes on the inside of the track there, through the S's. Possibly just a spin for Griffsey. down as well. Can't really see much happening. Is there Ronnie having a look at Alex Haig into the S's? He's got Dan ahead of him as well. Will these stay out another lap? He's just holding them all up. G-Man RSA overtaken by Wiggles as well. So Dan stays out. Alex Haig comes into the pits as Griffsy retires in the pit lane as well. So Dan is not going to get overtaken by Ronnie. Ronnie's getting done by Wiggles. Wiggles will have DRS and possibly have a look at Dan as well, as the two Saubers are fighting through into turn 1. Round the outside goes Halvor, and his teammate gets the move. Drawn into 2 with the inside line. He gets up to P6, effectively P2 on the road when it comes to pitting. Is Halvor going to have Ronnie have a look at his teammates again? No. As Dan on those 13 lap old mediums is really causing a train behind him. Is going to be a little dive up the inside for Wiggles? No, this is going to be an interesting S section then. Between these two, is Wiggles going to risk it round the outside straight away? But this is going to be an extremely slow section for these drivers now. What is going to happen? As Wiggles gets the move done right on the exit as soon as he can. Dan is going to drop another position, and up the inside he's going to dive it straight away on Wiggles. Oh, nearly hitting the Aston Martin. Nearly hitting one of the Saubers as well as he comes back on the track. Matrandia is still fighting Dan as well. Dan goes off the track again. He already picked up a 3-second time penalty, and he'll come into the pits at the end of this lap. Overtaken by G-Man RSA. And that was some dive from Dan to have a look up the inside. Maybe just late on the brakes, couldn't see his braking marker on the inside or outside. He was on the inside, of course. Yeah. And they're all still fighting. Wiggles in the effective lead. Halvor still fighting with his teammate. Ronnie having that 3-second time penalty is not helping him whatsoever here, as we have 15 to go. Calvert into the pits. Calvert already into the pits. Dorn's pulled in 3 seconds on him over this stint. Oh, since he overtook Matty, that is. So where is Calvert going to come out? Will he come out ahead of... So he's on the hards as well, so it's 2 hards for him. So what I said earlier, picking 2 hards could have been the strategy, and it looked like it's worked for him. He's going to pull out with a 5-lap tyre delta and a 2.5-second lead, 2-second lead over Wiggles. As up the inside goes Halvor on. The Aston Martin can't seem to get him. Oh, sliding on the exit is Halvor. Having a look around the outside, gets the move done into turn 4, easy enough with the DRS. And he takes P4 off of the Aston Martin. Calvert just starting to extend that lead out front now, just in front of these. G-Man with a 3-second time penalty as well. Again, this is becoming a penalty race for him. Here we go, Halvor has a 8/10 gap with the fastest lap of the race now. Doran stays out again. Don't think he's got much of a chance at the win at this point. He needs to probably choose 2 hard tyres like Calvert did, and that was a great strategy call by the Haas to do that pre-race. Extra set of hard tyres over what was brought. That's probably helped them to a race win here. as he's actually fallen to Halvor a bit there through the rest of the track. Halvor turning it on big time to try and fight back for this race lead. Behind a safety car, that is, of course. Which I don't think we've had this season. When I've been commentating, I don't think we've had one safety car all season. It took a while for our first DNF as well in Division 3. So it comes down, Halvor, fastest lap again. Just behind Calvin, has the DRS over him. And I thought that little bit of dirt was a bit of rain coming back. But obviously looking at the sky, not going to be much rain. Ronnie past Wiggles as well. To turn 1. And Billy G passing his teammate down the main straight. On top of that, as into the pits comes G-Man. Yeah, so Calvin did choose two hard tyres, which
genius move, I think.
Yeah, genius. I think that's probably the play in Division 2 as well, if the hards are as good as they're believed to be.
Doran's got a pit, hasn't he? I don't think he can. There's no way he's doing another 11 laps on them.
No,
I don't think. Maybe. No, he's in.
Probably not yet. Into the pits comes Doran, and that'll be for the mediums for 11 laps. It'll be for him, unless he's got another set of hards, which he probably would have picked a lot earlier. It's mediums. Mediums for Doran. He's going to slot in behind Matrandia. No, behind Mobes. And of course, with this pit lane as well, with it being the long straight, pit lane is not even half the straight, I don't think. Around here, a bit like Baku.
Halvor about to take Matty, he gets him done. He needed to get that done so he didn't lose any time to Calvin ahead.
Yep.
Got that done nice and early.
Halvor sticking with Calvin no matter the 5 lap delta in terms of tyres. That's good driving. Halvor is going to get a bit stuck up through this middle sector though.
I think he'll be alright for the next 2 or 3 laps. I think his tyres will be lovely right now. But they'll wear off a lot quicker than Calvin's. He needs to try and make a move now over the next lap or so.
Looks like he's starting to fall off a bit. He's just pulled down 4/10 on Calvin. So I think that might be his chance gone. Halvor with
10 seconds?
10 seconds!
There was no yellow. I did not see a yellow flag there.
I saw yellow flags for operator, not operator, Nightcreed, sorry. But he was a lapped car as Matty's into the pits now for mediums.
I think you might see that in the stewards at the end of this.
That'll probably get removed, yeah. Wiggles having a look at looking at Ronnie now. Doesn't need to make a move, he's got P3 with the penalties.
Calvin now just needs to manage his tyres. I think he's as long as he doesn't do anything wrong now.
I think that's probably why Halvor dropped off quite a bit. Dropped 4/10, probably just trying to give that position back to avoid a penalty.
Yeah, that would make sense. Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah, but didn't work. And he'll get it removed. At least. And that's just some amazing EA code in there. World famous.
Hopefully though, Halvor just knows that it'll get looked at and he can just concentrate on trying to make a bit of time, but he's losing a lot now.
Yeah, which is, that's something at least, it's good. But it's There's but Wiggles having a look at Ronnie into turn one. Not enough late braking for him. I think Wiggles is just again probably just keeping his tyres good.
Look at that, Doran. What did I say? If he can finish top 5 after his drive through, and looks promising.
Yeah, with the mediums as well. Depends if they fall off horribly, but could possibly be a podium for him as well, which is a great fight back. There we go. Doran just pulling inch by inch on these drivers through the middle sector. He's going to fall off, of course, through the main straight without DRS. But yeah, it will be interesting now. Doran has been really quick on this fight back. Could have been possibly a win for him.
He's made it. He's made a second and 1.2 in half a lap on Mitrandia.
Yeah,
so he could be chasing Wiggles down and then subsequently Ronnie with a penalty.
Yeah, that is true, as Reed retired in the pits. There's 7 laps to go in this race now. Talbot basically has the lead and the win in his hands, barring any mistakes.
Doran, your Scouse friend, straight into DRS.
Yeah, I think he bit of grit. Scouse grit needed there from Doran. Yeah, fight back. It's the Everton in him. Never down and out.
Up the toffees, up the toffees.
Someone clipped that.
I can't believe I just said that.
Someone clipped that. Someone clipped that. Oh, lovely.
Made me feel sick.
Yeah, going down anyway. See you later.
Hey, it took a while. What did that lap 30 it took you?
Yeah, 30. Didn't want to mention it any earlier. Yeah. Yeah, you'll stay up probably. West Ham are dross.
Right, come on, Mubs.
Right, here we go. 7.5 seconds, no chance. Bit like Everton, he's going to be ahead of Leeds in the table.
Hey, teed you up there. I'll take it.
Yeah. We're only ahead of goal difference, but you know, we don't talk about it. Anyway, back to the race. There we go. Wiggles versus Mitrandia versus Doran, and possibly Ronnie as well, having a look, as Doran's going to use these mediums as much as he can before they fall off.
Oh, Mobs with the 3 seconds.
Yeah, that's not going to help him in his fight versus Doran, apparently, compared to what you said. What was it? Come on, Doran. Come on, Mobs, catch Doran. Yeah. Not going to happen.
Again, moving on swiftly.
Moving on, yeah. Up the inside, Doran possibly having a look. Just trying to carve an angle open on that Alpine. And DRS, he's going to get DRS. Is Wiggles going to... Is he going to help his teammate? If you Wiggles, are you helping your teammate in this race? Are you backing up Mitrandia?
I think you're going to try your absolute best. I think Wiggles is...
don't think he needs to, eh?
You got penalties around you.
I don't think he needs to. He's got Doran already up the inside, round the outside and switch to the inside again. Can he get the better exit over the Alpine? Down towards turn 4, side by side, with DRS on both of them. It looks like Doran's just edging ahead. Mitrandia later on the brakes though.
He's not giving up.
Neither of them giving each other an inch. As Doran with a slide on the exit has to concede. Can't get the overtake done this lap. Can you get
Doran needs to get this done sooner rather than later if he wants to catch Wiggles now.
Yeah, with those tyres as well. He's trying to maybe force him out of the DRS range of his teammate to try and looks like an opportunity easier for him.
There'll be a double overtake on this straight.
Could be. It's 1.2. The gap from Wiggles to Doran.
Doesn't have DRS. No, he's not got DRS.
Bertrand is going to use everything he can to get past that Aston Martin. He's got to think of the other one behind, who is closing quite quickly in towards turn one.
Straight line speed as Wiggles.
Yeah, Doran's got some good straight line speed as well. He's pulled in 4/10 there. On the exit, who's got the best attraction? Wiggles has got some straight line speed on him. He's pulling over the Alpine with the DRS. And that is something. Ronnie having a look at his teammates as well in P2. So any incident between these two as well would affect anyone behind. Are these two going to fight? If you're the Saubers, what are you saying to each other? You just wouldn't fight each other.
I don't think you need to. I think Halvor will be thinking that 10 seconds is going. Maybe it's not. I don't know whether we saw it properly or not. I think they just need to keep Halvor ahead of Wiggles now. That's the aim.
Yeah, Ronnie with a 3 second as well. That's interesting as here comes Doran again, pulling out. Not close enough for a dive. I think desperation might start to creep in towards the end of the race.
Got 3 laps. Does Halvor let Ronnie go and see if he can make 3 seconds on Wiggles?
That would be interesting.
Or is that too risky?
I think could be risky because of course Doran's right there with the newer tyres.
That is a good shout.
I think if I'm the Sauber, I'm just taking the loss with Ronnie the 3 seconds and keeping Halvor ahead. Looks like Matrandia went off the track a bit there, so it's top 5 for Doran there enough guaranteed. Barring a mistake, he's got a 3 second time penalty as Matrandia. Same for Ronnie. Just need to keep it on the track to these cars here. Now, you know what would be an interesting shout as well? We've got Doran is about 3 seconds off of Ronnie. Does Ronnie, well, here comes Matrandia first. He's going to get the move done straight away. Can he pull in on Ronnie? Those yellow flags, that might have been at the worst possible time there. All the yellows. No, weren't illegal overtake. It was sound. So
Doran gets Wiggles.
Doran gets Wiggles. There we go. So now they need to pull in 3 seconds on Ronnie.
Which they've got, I think. So Doran's got his 3 seconds.
So Doran could have a podium on his hands here. No, that'll be a really, really good fight back. You were saying top 5 would be really good for him.
Yeah.
Podium would be even better.
Brilliant drive. Brilliant drive.
Currently getting my driver of the day.
Let's hope it's not the commentator's curse. If it is Doran, blame Smithy, not me.
I'll take the blame for that one, to be fair. So here we go, on to the final. Well, penultimate lap actually, sorry. Calvert's still in the lead by nearly 4 seconds now. Ronnie versus Halvor. Does Ronnie get the move done over his teammate? He's got the straight line speed into turn 1. His teammate doesn't really put much of a fight up. As Doran gets past Matrandia as well. He's got 2 laps to stay within the 3 seconds.
Wiggles is, in fact, I think he's just lost the 3 seconds to Halvor, hasn't he?
Yeah. Probably has just about. He needs to stay within about might have it just. I'm trying to do some mental math. He's about 2/10 off of it.
He's not. He's 3 point something off it, right? Yeah, 3.4, 0.5.
Ronnie's 2.6. Well, Doran's 2.6 off.
So Halvor's 3.3 off the leader, and Wiggles is 6.9. So he's 0.6, 0.5 off at the moment.
Gonna have to be a mega final lap for these lot as Calvert starts his final lap. And he's been absolutely rapid. Here comes Ronnie. No DRS for him. He's got his teammate behind. Wiggles gets past Matrandir as well. They're both fighting, using as much ERS and as much energy as they can in towards turn 1. Wiggles up the inside. Can't get it done. Matrandir, good defence. And in towards turn 4, here comes Wiggles again having a look. He's not going to get it done on Matrandir. But here, Ronnie and Halvor, this is going to be the interesting one between these two. How good of a middle sector do they do?
He's currently about 2/10 off that 3-second mark.
And he has a bit of DRS over Ronnie as well, down this little short blast.
He's less than a 10th.
This will be an interesting finish, but it'll be Calvert to win as he comes through the stadium section with the fireworks, with the confetti. Calvert will round the final corner to win in Mexico. It'll be Halvor in P2 once that 10 seconds removed. It'll be P3 for Doran, just Wiggles P4. No, so it'll be Halvor P2, Ronnie P3, Doran in P4, Wiggles in P5, Matrandir P6, Mobes in P7, P8 for Matty, and Alex Haig in P9. Dan in P10, just ahead of Billy G, where is going to be P11. And P12 for Silver Fox, and G-Man in P13. So, who's your driver of the day then?
I think it pretty much goes without saying Doran.
Yeah.
To get a drive through right at the start and then to finish third.
Probably have to agree with that one. Doran, driver of the day. And interesting to see what happens with the penalty as well. That should be taken off. In a realistic sense, it should be. But yeah, anyway, we'll see now what happens in the Drivers' Championship. It'll be a gap extension, I believe, from Halvor.
I think that's all he needs to do now for the next 6 races. Finish above Doran.
What he needs to do. But thanks for joining me tonight.
Right, more than welcome. Thanks for having me.
No worries. Yeah, welcome whenever. And it'll be next week. Spain, Barcelona, round 14 in SFR. And that'll be an interesting race. Tomorrow we do have Division 2. Do we have a stream for that? I believe we do.
We should do, yeah. I think it'll be Dan.
So we'll have Energy,
by Mobs.
Energy Dan and Mobs possibly tomorrow night. Then on Wednesday we have Jamie. And then it'll be next week the week after in Brazil. And then we'll be coming towards the end of the championship. But that's it from me and Division 3. And we'll be back next week in Barcelona. Thank you for joining me again, Keeps.
More than welcome. Thanks for having me. Have a good night.
And yeah, have a good night. We'll see you next week.